Streaming, yep. Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Day in History, aka TDH. This show is about what happened to date throughout the annals of recorded history. Join us as we delve into yesteryear, not only for interesting and important happenings, but to possibly answer questions you don't know you have. The source of this information comes from this website on thisday.com. For links to this source and anything else potentially interesting, please check the underbar of the description below, and all links gathered throughout the show will of course be posted after the live stream. Anyway, I am Xander, and you, viewer, are you. Thank you so much for joining. And I know we're starting a couple minutes early, but you know what? I was just sitting here doing nothing, and I'm like, screw it, we'll start. And today is Thursday, aka Thursday, December 14th, 2023. So let's jump into the history today, shall we? Starting us off in the year 557, Constantinople, the capital of the Byzantine Empire, was significantly damaged by a 6.4 magnitude earthquake. Whoa. I did not know that they suffered earthquakes over there. Well, I mean, I guess they suffer earthquakes all over the world. But, wow. Constantinople got hit. That's a pretty big one. 644, Uthman ibn Affan, a companion of Muhammad, was appointed the third caliph of Islam. Alright. Then we also have, in 835, Chinese Emperor Wenzong conspired with Chancellor Li Jun and General Zheng Zhu to kill all the eunuchs, but the plot was foiled. This is also known as the Sweet Dew Incident. Nothing sweet about that. Poor eunuchs. They got, like, life hasn't screwed them enough, apparently. Like, yikes. 867, Adrian II began his reign as Catholic Pope. And I only brought that up because we have one after another, boom, 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 3 Pope things. So 872, John the 8th was elected as Catholic Pope. And in 1124, Theobald Bucapicus was elected Pope Coelianus II, but he refused. I did not know you can refuse being elected, being the papacy. You know, you're chosen by the people to be the voice of God. You're like, no. Like, what? Huh. 1542, Princess Mary Stuart succeeded her father James V and became Queen Mary I of Scotland at only 6 days old. Oh, that poor lady. Got totally screwed and then executed by her cousin, the Queen of England. 1575, Polish Parliament selected Ivan Bathory as King of Poland. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Usually, kings and stuff, like you're born into that. You either are or you are not. Kingship is not really an elected position, but apparently in Poland it is. Anyway, 1582, Zeeland, vibrant Netherlands, adopted Gregorian calendar. Tomorrow would be the 25th, Christmas. Oh wow, so it's Christmas tomorrow for them, 12 to 25th. That's interesting. Huh. Alright, so happy Christmas Eve, everybody. 1600, Oliver Van Noort sunk Spanish galleon San Diego at Bay of Manila. 350 people died. Wow, I'm already crossing my wires here. San Diego, also, which is Spanish for a whale's vagina, according to Ron Burgundy from Anchorman. Yeah. 1656, artificial pearls were first manufactured by M. Joaquin in Paris, made of gypsum pellets covered with fish scales. Huh. Well, that's interesting. So the very first artificial pearls were covered with fish scales. You know what? Let me look this up here. 1656 artificial pearls. Let's see what they look like, if they have them. Oh well, we have the girl with the pearl here. So here we go. I'm not sure if this is a 1656 one. Interesting stuff. Huh. Anyway, 1702, the 47 Ronin, the leaderless samurai, under the command of Oshi Kiranosuke, avenged the death of their master in Japan. Yep. 47 Ronin. That's a fairly known thing. 1751, the first military academy in the world, the Theresian Military Academy, was founded in Austria. So, Austria, home of the world's first military academy. Interesting, especially since they're also the birth of, Square Mustache Man and Arnold. So, 1774, the first incident of the American Revolution, 400 New Hampshire militiamen successfully attacked Fort William and Mary. Ooh. So that's before the shot heard around the world, before the the skirmish on the green, you know. 17, that's well before it. Wow. Yeah. Well, actually, that's just a couple years, actually. I got my years mixed up. 1782, Charleston, South Carolina was evacuated by the British after they lost, yeah. 1793, the first state road was authorized in Frankfort, Kentucky to Cincinnati. Oh, so from Frankfort, Kentucky to Cincinnati. So the first actual state road. Look at that. It's pretty cool. Is it even still around, though? Like, first state road authorized. In Laurel County, Kentucky, explains that the original settlers' route to Kentucky was over the Wilderness Road in the Virginia and Tennessee mountains, part of it blazed by Daniel Boone himself. Ooh, okay. Well, if you want to learn more about, well, there's not actually really a lot here. But no, I'll put this in here just to start us off. So first, state road. So if anybody wants to go down that rabbit hole, start learning more about that, there you go. That's your jumping off point. Let's see. Do I have any comments? Nope. What else do we got here? 1798, David Wilkinson of Rhode Island patented a nut and bolt machine. Huh. All right. 1812, the French invasion of Russia, led by Napoleon Bonaparte, officially ended with the French having lost as many as 530,000 people. Whoa. That's quite a substantial amount of bodies in your wake there, Mr. Napoleon. Or Mr. Bonaparte. I think they said somewhere like 1/3 of his entire force died. So, like, how many of Napoleon's troops died invading Russia? More than 300,000. Russia lost more than 200,000. More than 70,000. Okay, but let's see here. 300,000 of them were killed. Another 200,000 casualties, but he said lost as many as 530,000 people. So that has to all be deaths, unless they're including like wounded and other like taken out of the ability to fight as lost. I don't know. Anyway, 1814, the Battle of Lake Borgne in Louisiana, British victory over the United States during the War of 1812. Yeah, I did not know they fought that far south during that, but I mean, that makes sense. 1819, Alabama was admitted to the Union as the 22nd U.S. state. All right. So anybody living in Alabama watching this, happy birthday to your state. 1836, the Toledo War unofficially ended the boundary dispute between Ohio State and Territory of Michigan. Holy Toledo. They had a war between it. That's interesting. The states actually fought each other like that. Well, obviously they did in the Civil War, but like, this wasn't really a civil war. This was just an internal, like, infight squabble type thing that turned bloody. That's interesting. 1849, the first chamber music group in U.S. gave their first concert in Boston. All right. 1864, the War of the Triple Alliance. Paraguay invaded the Brazilian province of Mato Grosso. Yep. So we talked about the end of one invasion and the beginning of another. Pretty interesting. Oh. 1882, Henry Morton Stanley returned to Brussels from the Congo. So, like, that's nothing lasts forever. That has got to be a little serendipitous. You're out in the Congo, you're out exploring, like being Henry Morton Stanley, doing Henry Morton Stanley things. And then one day, you have to come back home, Like knowing that the next morning you're going to wake up, back in your bed in Europe, and you're not going to be out in Africa to, learn more about indigenous wildlife and whatnot to expand the intellectual repertoire of your homeland. So, yeah. But what more can you learn from spending X amount, like however amount of time you spent down there? Like, eventually you will learn everything there is to know, So, 1889, American Academy of Political and Social Science was organized in Philadelphia. All right. 1894, Day 1, first Test cricket, Australia versus England, or English Australia, I think. 5-3, Giffen 161, Gregory 85. I don't know, like, I just see first Test, so I wonder if this was like the first actual, like, I don't know. Day 1, first Test cricket. I don't know anything about cricket. I don't even know like when it started. Like it's such a confusing sport. But while that was going on, we had the Test cricket debut, a future Australian champion Joe Darling, great all-rounder Ernie Jones, and outstanding English batsman Archie McLaren. England won the first Test in Sydney by 10 runs. So I think these two might be related in some way. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. If anybody out there knows anything about cricket, like what the hell a wicket is, you're already ahead of me. So we need a cricket expert in the show, or part of the community. Just to annoy the loon for no other reason. 1895, Emilio Aguinaldo signed the Pact of Bicnabalto to end hostilities and dissolve his government in exchange for amnesty and 800,000 Mexican dollars as an indemnity. Indemnity? Never heard that word. Let me look that up here really quick. Let's see here. Indemnity. Security or protection against a loss or other financial burden. Okay, so insurance. Alright. Moving on up to 1900. Birth of quantum physics. German physicist Max Planck presented a theoretical derivation of his black body radiation law. Huh. Alright. I think we looked black body radiation the other day. That sounds familiar. So let's look that up again. It is a mathematical relationship formulated in 1900 by German physicist Max Planck to explain the spectral energy distribution of radiation emitted by a black body, which is a hypothetical body that completely absorbs all radiant energy falling upon it, reaches some equilibrium temperature, and then re-emits, something. So, Planck's law. So if you want to learn more about Planck's law, I actually see Planck's law. I have 2 links for you to go to if you do so wish to, read up on this. But yeah, so the birth of quantum physics. Alright, 1900 on the dot. While that was happening, France and Italy signed an agreement by which Italy recognized France's right to exploit Morocco in return for France's conceding her the same right in Tripoli. Okay. That's, just abusing Africa. Yikes. 1901, first table tennis tournament was held at the London Royal Aquarium. That is not where I would host a ping pong tournament at all. A rogue ball might hit the glass. I'm pretty sure they didn't have such rigorous standards on aquarium glass back then as they did today. 1903, the Wright brothers attempted to fly the Wright Flyer for the first time at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Alright. 1907, the schooner Thomas W. Lawson ran aground and foundered near the Hellweather's Reef within the Sicily Isles in a gale. The pilot and 15 crew died. Yikes. There are 15 seamen. So, men of the sea. Ocean-faring people. So, wow. So, that's awful. Ew. 1911, Norwegian Roald Amundsen's Antarctic expedition was the first to reach the South Pole. All right, let's have a cheer. Congratulations, Roald Amundsen. This guy, very famous explorer. 1913, Greece formally took possession of Crete, and that's the island nation of Crete, of course. 1914, the U.S. President Woodrow Wilson signed. You know what? Is it an island nation? Hold on a second. Crete. Yes, it is. Okay. It's an island nation. That's right. I was thinking of Malta for whatever reason. Which also is an island nation, I think. Anyway, 1914, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson signed Harrison Narcotics Tax Act to regulate and tax production, importation, and distribution of opiates and cocoa products. Cocoa being the basis for cocaine. So, like a lot of people don't realize, whenever you're buying, Hershey's chocolate or any chocolate, like, from these big manufacturers, Nestle, the Mars Company, any of that, they utilize slave labor and child slave labor from Central and South America to harvest the cocoa beans, and those exact same plants that they harvest them from are utilized to make cocaine. That's how there's so much cocaine in the world. Every time you buy a chocolate bar, you're just increasing the demand for the harvesting of the cocaine plant. So, think about that next time you have a sweet tooth. On top of all the slavery, of course. So, what else do we got here? 1916, US's first board-certified doctors are named by the American Board of Ophthalmology following an examination at the University of Tennessee Medical School in Memphis, Tennessee. Huh. Alright. Well, we do need, certification for people who are going to go around and tinker with your insides. 1917, UFA, Universal Film AG, formed in Germany. AG, what does that mean? 1918, Sinn Féin candidates won 73% of 105 Irish seats in UK general election, though all will refuse to take seats in Westminster, instead meeting at a Dale Arian in Dublin. Dale Arian, what? What is that? Some kind of business or something? What is that? Is the lower house. Oh. And principal chamber of the Oriash, which also included the President of Ireland and CNN Erin. Okay, well that makes sense. It's Sinn Féin. They want to meet on home soil. So, let's see here. What was this? Dial Ariane. Okay. What else do we got here? 1920, Jack Dempsey knocks out Bill Brennan in 12 rounds for heavyweight boxing title in New York City. And I want to reiterate the, that doesn't sound like much, but, keep in mind, 12 rounds. Each round is roughly 3 minutes. So, what's 3 times 12? 12, 24, 36. That's 36 minutes, non-consecutively, of course, but still 36 minutes that you're up, moving around, ducking and weaving, throwing blows, dodging others, like trying to land a hit while not getting hit yourself. It is incredibly endurance, and every time I see something like 9 rounds, 10 rounds, 12 rounds, whatever, I have to report on it just as out of respect for these athletes, to do inhuman things. 1927, Iraq gained independence from Britain, but British troops remained. Alright, so that really shows their attitude about the whole situation. Iraq was once under the British protectorate. That's interesting there. 1930, National Football League Championship, Green Bay Packers 10-3-1, repeated with best record and first past the post title. Alright, good old Packers, Alice's team. She's gonna hurt me one day. 1930, the New York Giants defeated Notre Dame 22-0 in a charity game. Yikes. That's a big discrepancy right there. 1931, we have the first assembly of Anton Musert's NSB in Utrecht. Alright. Then, Baker in Amsterdam, 1933. Josephine Baker performed in Amsterdam, and Josephine Baker, of course, was a dancer, singer, spy, and civil rights activist. Some point along the line, her career took a dramatic turn, just like, I'm a dancer, I am a singer, I'm a spy, I'm a civil rights activist. Pick a lane, lady. Good lord. She looks cool, though. 1934, first streamlined steam locomotive introduced in Albany, New York. Alright, and let's see if there's a picture of that. Let's see. Oh, that one. Okay, yeah, I know about that one. Huh. Yeah, well, the birth of aerodynamics, maybe. You start going so fast, you start to realize that, non-wind resistant or whatever, like anything that provides drag, you're exerting extra fuel and you're dumping money into it. You're dumping more into it to get the same result. So you gotta streamline it. Yep. 1938, the American League permitted Cleveland and Philadelphia to play night games. Okay, that's right before the outbreak of the Second World War right there. So. Sorry, I needed to take a hit. Wet my whistle, so to speak. 1938, Major League Baseball agreed on use of a standard ball, disagreed on increasing rosters from 23 to 25 players, although Commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis eventually decided on 25. Good old Mountain Landis, the first MLB commissioner, yep. What a middle name, Mountain. KML, like Kennesaw Mountain Landis. Huh. 1939, the Soviet Union attacked Finland. League of Nations dropped the Soviet Union. Yeah, that would cause it. So, yeah. We were just talking about the UN and League of Nations in a well, not we here, but I was watching, I think it was Winning Reality last night, was streaming pretty good stuff. I advised going and checking out his stuff, whenever you guys get a chance. What are the people I know here? Winning Reality, Outpost Nerd, Triple T, Kaiser Pineapple, Meat, good old Mr. Meat, Master Meat, whatever his something Meat. I don't remember his full name. Mighty Meat, there we go. Mighty Meat! Yeah, go check them all out and everything. What else do we got here? 1941, the first NFL division playoff. Bears beat Packers 33-14. The Bears. Gotta say it that way every time. I'm not a Bears fan. I'm not an anything fan, but I just like I like that saying for some reason. 1941, Japan and Thailand signed a treaty of alliance. All right, that's interesting. I think that's after though Japan took over Thailand, which at one point was called Siam. So if you know of the play The King and I, The King of Siam, yeah, that's Thailand. Same country. 1944, beginning of at least Action, Germany tried to recruit Dutch men for the Germany labor force. Alright. And while that was going on, German occupiers forbade the use of electricity in parts of Holland. Probably blackouts, they don't want to get bombed and whatnot, you know. 1944 as well, U.S. Congress established the rank of General of the Army, a 5-star general. And to my knowledge, like the very first one, and they obviously awarded this posthumously, so that way there could never be anyone before him. But on record, the very first 5-star general was George Washington, of course. But then we also have Eisenhower, Dwight D. Eisenhower. But like, who was a 5-star general? So let's see here. Yeah, George C. Marshall, Douglas MacArthur. Huh. Okay, Dwight D. Eisenhower, Omar Bradley. Huh, okay. And Henry H. Arnold, who later became the only 5-star general in the Air Force. Okay. So, well, yeah, the Air Force was split off of the Army. That was created, like, I believe, in 1946? Question mark? When was the USAF made? 1947. Okay, I was a year off. Yeah. So until then, all Air Forces were mainly out of the Army or the Navy. The Air Force, you know, didn't become a branch until after the Second World War, believe it or not. So there was no USAF during the Second World War. All those bombings, everything, that was either Army or Navy. Huh. You know, I already knew that, but it's still kind of wild to think about. 1946. 3 to Make Ready closed at Adelphi Theater in New York City after 323 performances. 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and 4 to go! Like, you know, let's not forget that little rhyme there. While that was going on, the General Assembly of the United Nations voted to construct headquarters in New York City. Yep, that's after Rockefeller gave them that 6 blocks on Manhattan Island. So, we also have the Togo was made a trusteeship territory of the UN. Okay, whatever the heck that means, trusteeship territory of the UN. Let's look that up here really quick. Let's see. The United Nations Trust Territories were the successors to the remaining League of Nations mandates and came into being when the League of Nations ceased to exist in 1946. All the trust territories were administered through the United Nations Trusteeship Council and authorized to a single country. Alright. So, if you want to learn more about UN Trust Territories, yeah, UN Trustee Territory. Yeah. I will have that down there for you after the live stream, as I said at the top of the show. 1947, Cleveland Browns defeated New York Yanks 14-3 in AAFC championship game. That's a drumming right there. Well, not too bad of a drumming, but still kind of a little bit of a curb stomp. 1947, the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, NASCAR, was founded in Daytona Beach, Florida, and a lot of people don't realize that all this stuff came out of rum runners. You know, during the Great Depression and Prohibition and all that stuff. You know, the rum, actually no, the Depression came after Prohibition, that's right. The rum runners, you know, like to see who has the fastest car, you know, to try to outrun the police and everything. That eventually became NASCAR and everything. And stock cars is supposed to be stock. Like, you know, fresh out of the manufacturing line, no fancy bells and whistles, anything more than the base factory default settings. That was the initial, like who has the best car default, and now they have them all fancy and they have them all souped up and all that stuff, and those are not stock cars. Not at all. So, sorry about that. I was getting a phone call. Anyway, 1950, baseball owners choose Lou Perrini of the Braves, Phil Wrigley of the Cubs, Del Webb of the Yankees, and Ellis Ryan of the Indians to select new commissioner. That's pretty cool. Giving it to the people in a vote, a little way. That's interesting. Cool little thing. We also have the United Nations General Assembly established High Commission for Refugees, went on to win Nobel Peace Prize in 1954. So, okay. 1952, United Nations troops killed 82 North Korean POWs during a prison camp riot in Pongum-do, South Korea. Yikes. Well, UN commits war crimes, but then who watches the watchmen? Who does the UN answer to when they fuck up? So, apparently nobody. 1953, the Brooklyn Dodgers signed pitcher Sandy Koufax. Yeah. Big name. So, I don't know why it's just called baseball pitcher. Sandy Koufax is really good. So, wow, he ended his career apparently prematurely at the age of 30, according to his bio there. 1955, 16 countries joined the United Nations, including Austria, Finland, Italy, and Spain. Why do I keep confusing Austria with Australia? Like, one produces crazy people. Well, they both produce crazy people. I don't know. Anyway, 1955, Tapan Bridge in New York opened to traffic. All right, Tapan Z. Let's that sounds like chimpanzee. Let's see here. Tapan Bridge in New York. Oh, ooh. Wait, is that the same bridge? Those are two. Tapan Bridge. Oh, the new Tapan Bridge. Okay, so that's what the new. Oh, okay. The old one is still there, and the new one is up there. Okay, so this is the one that opened back then. But wait a minute. Where's the old one? It's not in the background here. Did they tear it down? Megabah. That's something else. That does not look like New York. Huh. Okay. Anyway, 1957, Frank Loesser's musical The Most Happy Fella, based on Sidney Howard's 1924 stage drama They Knew What They Wanted, closed at Imperial Theater, New York City after 678 performances. He looks like the most happy fella. So, 1958, Pat Summerall kicked game-winning field goal for the New York Giants against the Cleveland Browns at Yankee Stadium. Okay. And we also have 1959, Joe B. Jordan, an F-104C Starfighter, set world altitude record at 31,513 meters. Pretty sure that's been broken. 1959, the album Time Out by the Dave Brubeck Quartet was released, peaking at number 2 on the Billboard Pop Albums chart, and became the first jazz album to sell 1 million copies. Alright, cool. I like jazz. Jazz is nice. 1960, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, aka OECD, formed. Alright. While that was going on, the Washington Senators joined the American League. Okay, so baseball stuff. 1961, Jimmy Dean's Big Bad John was the first country song to get a gold record. Okay. 1962. You know what? I have not heard. I wanted to hear that yesterday, so hold on a second. Jimmy Dean's Big Bad John. I gotta listen to that. Moving on up to 1962, Mariner 2 made the first U.S. flyby of another planet, Venus. Okay, cool. Moving on up to 1967, Canadian Prime Minister Lester B. Pearson announced that he was retiring from politics, succeeded by Pierre Trudeau. Ugh. We all know that guy. The apparent father of the current piece of crap that's ruling Canada right now. Even though he's obviously, from the Fidel Castro tree, because his mom was a fucking whore. Anyway, 1967, DNA created in a test tube. Yikes. That's very alarming right there. All the way back to 1967. Wow. People don't realize, the human genome is very malleable and probably is being, controlled, by humans playing God. 1968, Bobby Orr, number 4, scored his first career hat trick versus Chicago Blackhawks. Hell yeah! Number 4, Bobby Orr. 1969, Leaving on a Jet Plane single sung by Peter, Paul, and Mary, written by John Denver, hit number 1 on U.S. Billboard's Top 100. Alright. It's pretty cool. 1969 as well, the Jackson 5 made their first appearance on The Ed Sullivan Show. 1971, Golden Gate Bridge lights out all night due to a power failure. Ah, that's unfortunate. While that was going on, the Pakistan Army executed an estimated 1,111 of East Pakistan's intellectuals during the Bangladesh Liberation War. Watch out there if you're smart. You're a target. So, 1972, Eugene Cernan and Harrison Schmitt left the moon. Alright, that has got to be Apollo 14, I think. Yeah, it has. 1972, Eugene Cernan and Harrison Schmitt. 17. Huh, I was way off. 1974, disaster film The Towering Inferno was released, starring Steve McQueen and Paul Newman. Alright. Let's not forget Paul Newman. You know, he owns all those Newman cookies. You know, Newman's Own and, you know, Numinos and all that whatnot. 1975, 6 SO, where is it? 6 Somalian terrorists surrender, holding 23 hostages for 12 days. Alright, well, good thing they surrendered. 1976, Dutch First Chamber condemned Dutch liberal/social democratic abortion laws. We need more of that. So, the Dutch had their heads on right back in the day, at least for that. 1977, Dutch war criminal Peter Menton was sentenced in Amsterdam to 15 years. Should have been executed if you're a war criminal. You know, you're done. 1977, Egyptian and Israeli representatives gathered in Cairo for first formal peace conference. Alright. 1978, China performs a nuclear test at Lopnar PRC. And we also have USSR performing a nuclear test at Eastern Kazakh/semi-Patriotic USSR. And then 1 year later, the US performed a nuclear test at the Nevada test site in 1979. So boom, 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 nuke, nuke, nuke. And let me bring this back up again, actually. Every nuke test. Because this is a really eye-opening... What was that? The Armenian genocide? Okay, I gotta learn more about that later on. But that was the wrong one. This one is what I want. Share. Copy. So yeah, every nuke test. Every nuke. 45 through 90 something. So yeah. Obviously, this includes the Trinity test, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and then everything leading up to the signing of the treaty, no more testing. And then a decade later, which is not covered on this video, but freaking Kim Jong-un, you know, started, you know, blowing up nukes again, or Kim Jong-il, not Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-il, his dad. Anyway, 1980. Onward Victoria opened and closed at Martin Beck, New York City after one performance. Well, he didn't go far. 1980, at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there were 10 minutes of silence in memory of John Lennon. Yep. Assassinated 6 days prior. So, 1980 as well. A massacre at Bob's Big Boy restaurant in Los Angeles with 3 people killed and 6 injured. Whoa. Reminds me of a scene from Falling Down. I don't want breakfast. Or I don't want lunch. I want breakfast. Well, we stopped serving breakfast at 11 a.m. Well, it's still morning. Serve breakfast. 1980, New Orleans Saints ended 14-game losing streak, defeated the New York Jets 21-20. That is close, but they did it. So good. 1981, Israel annexed Golan Heights, seized from Syria in War of 1967. Wow. Yep, Israel once again taking over things, and if I'm wrong, you know, then prove it. You know, change my mind. Israel is a conqueror's nation. Look at the map. Look at history. If I'm wrong, show it to me. 1982, LA Kings Marcel Dion became the 9th NHLer to score 500 goals. All right. Pretty cool. 1983, Peggy Lee's one-woman show Peg Opened at Luntfontein Theater in New York City, running for 5 performances. She probably got tired and bored. Who knows? 1984, sportscaster Howard Cosell retired from Monday Night Football. Alright. And we have 1986, Voyager, piloted by Dick Rutan and Jenna Yeager, took off from Edwards Air Force Base, California, on the first non-stop, non-refueled flight around the world. Whoa! That is pretty significant. You don't even have a pit stop? Like, well, not even a pit stop, but like mid-air refueling, so non-refueled flights. So you just, wow, we did that in 86. Holy crap. And why is that not highlighted? You know? 1986 Voyager, piloted. Let's see. Let's see if there's a picture of this aircraft. Oh, that one. Okay. I remember that one. Alright. I wonder if she's the daughter of Chuck Yeager. I don't know. Anyway, 1987, Alan Borders scored 205 versus New Zealand to become Australian cricket's top run getter. Cool, cool. And we also have Chrysler pled no contest to selling driven vehicles as new. Whoa, Chrysler. That is not cool, Chrysler. Don't you make enough money, Chrysler? Freaking greedy bastards. 1988, CBS's $1.1 billion bid won exclusive 1990 through 94 Major League Baseball rights. Wow. Yeah, but they made all that back and then some, quite substantially. 1988 as well, CBS's, no, not CBS, NBA's Miami Heat won the first game ever, 89-88 Clippers, after 17 losses. Wow. Well, I guess the saying was, you could always beat the Heat. In this case, the Heat was finally defeated. So, well, actually, no. The Heat finally was won, undefeated. My brain's not working. I should have taken the day off. Oh well. 1988, Spanish general strike to protest austerity measures. Okay. And we also have U.S. agrees to talk to Palestine Liberation Organization for the first time in 13 years. Why is it the Palestinians are just constantly getting screwed throughout all of history? You know, like, they put Israel in, and ever since then, like, yeah, they got attacked first. Well, what did you expect? You were putting in a people that into an area that they didn't like. That's a whole conversation. But, man, like, it's just crazy. 1990, right to die case permitted Nancy Curzan to have her feeding tube removed. She died 12 days later. Rest in peace. You know, that was some awful stuff. Yeah. 1991, ferry boat Salem Express sunk in the Red Sea, killing 476. Yikes. Probably because it was overloaded. You know, that's how most of these incidents occur. It's overloaded, and the ballast cannot keep up with it. 1992, 52 people, including 25 children, were killed when a helicopter from ThEoD was shot down during the war in Abkhazia. And while that was going on, Lennox Lewis was given the WBC title when Riddick Bowe refused to fight him. We also have Philadelphia, 1993, one of the first mainstream films about AIDS, directed by Jonathan Demme, starring Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington, premiered in Century City, California. That's another movie I gotta watch here. Philadelphia, hold on a second. Philadelphia movie. Yeah, it's 1993. Yeah, so let's see here. Copy. Where is my movies chats? Where is my movies chats? There it is. Okay. Ba-doop. And just in case my other monitor freezes, let me move my Discord over here. That's not what I wanted to do. Alright, moving on up. 1993, Muslim fundamentalists murdered 12 Croats/Bosnians in Algeria. That's not nice. And then construction began on the Three Gorges Dam in China on this date in 1994. Yeah. Yeah. How long did it take? How long to construct Three Gorges Dam? Let's see here. 17 years. Wow. Three Gorges Hydroelectric Power Plant. That is quite some time. That is quite a building. And now we're seeing it shifting, moving. Like, there's satellite images of it slowly buckling. So, Chinese engineering. Yeah, as good as their government itself. So, which is crap. So, yeah. Wait. What did I just say? We value your privacy. Please. My ass you do. 1995, AIDS patient Jeff Getty received baboon bone marrow transplant. Huh. That's interesting. And 1995, the Dayton Agreement was signed in Paris by leaders of various governments, ending the conflict in the former Yugoslavia, including Slobodan Milosevic, Alija Istanbulovic, Franzo Tudman, and Bill Clinton. Huh, Bill Clinton. That's the one name I can actually pronounce correctly. There he is. Is that Nixon back there? Hold on a second. The Dayton Agreement. That's not Nixon. Is it? No. Hold on a second. Joseph Boros Tito. Okay. Alright, anyway. 1996. 12 Soap Opera Digest Awards, Days of Our Lives 1. Alright. Then, moving on to 1997, the Phoenix Coyote winger Mike Gartner became the 5th NHLer to score 700 goals. Alright, why does he look like Lalo? A little bit like that right there. 1997 as well, revival of Arthur Miller's dramatic play A View from the Bridge, starring Anthony Paglia, Allison Janney, and Brittany Murphy, opened at Criterion Theater in New York City, ran for 239 performances, winning 2 Tonys and 4 Drama Desk Awards. Alright. And in 1999, we have flash floods in Venezuela after torrential rainfalls results in the deaths of thousands of people and causing total collapse of the state's infrastructure. And I'm going to cut it off here for today because I kind of, I'm been doing the show every day, so I need a break. There's quite a bit of history left, substantial. I'm only on page 17, page 16. Actually, page 16 and 20. I still have 4 pages left to go. But I implore you, please go to On This Day. Please, get apps on your phone. Like, history happens every single day, and there's things that, you never know. You never know. So anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. We're not just on Rumble or YouTube. We are also on BitChute and Odyssey for select shows on Odyssey, of course, because of their internal cryptocurrency system and all that stuff. And so that's all in the underbar. And I noticed that Linktree is actively censoring BitChute. So that's why I have those links down there in the underbar as well. For Nerdos About Events Daily, we stream almost every day at 11 in the morning Pacific Time, which is 12 noon Mountain, 1 Central, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. Until you see us again, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget, I am Xander, and you, of course, are you. Thank you once again for watching, and until then, be it the History Show, the News Show, the Peanuts, ThEoD, or any of the other productions we do here at Omni Coalitions, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, break 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!